He went in the water. It was borderline hypothermic temperatures. We were all tired and exhausted, and I was the one who dove down and got his body up on the dock, gave him CPR, and he didn't make it. That kind of changed everything. It really made me put my life into perspective. I didn't really understand why I was still here. Hi, my name is Matt Zemanek. Jesus rescued me from sin and selfishness and death. When I was in high school and for most of my young life, I thought God was real, but I thought he was just kind of an angry judge in the sky. I didn't really want anything to do with him. I was more concerned about myself, more concerned about what other people thought of me, and just kind of pursuing what I wanted. And looking back, it's clear that I don't think I really cared about who I hurt or who I used, as long as I got something out of it. And I was just kind of a jerk. I had an aspiration to be an actor after high school, and I didn't really apply to college. I kind of thought this was going to fall in my lap on pure talent, and I was ready to go off to Hollywood, and 2 weeks before my high school graduation, my best friend died. He died by drowning in the lake where we grew up, and I was with him, and we were working on a school project. He went in the water. It was borderline hypothermic temperatures. We were all tired and exhausted, and I was the one who dove down and got his body up on the dock and gave him CPR, and he didn't make it. And that kind of changed everything. It really made me put my life into perspective. It made me realize I had done a lot of messed up stuff, and I didn't really understand why I was still here. My best friend was virtuous. He was a great gentleman. He was smart. He had a career and a future ahead of him, and I didn't feel like I had any of those things. And so about 2 weeks later, after his funeral, I was home alone, and I was yelling at this distant, judgmental God in prayer, just asking, why not me? Why am I still here? Why am I alive? Take me and bring him back, because I don't really have anything to offer. What am I still doing here? And God spoke to me for the first time, and he said, I'm not done with you yet. And I realized from that day forward that if you have a pulse, you have a purpose. And I went off in search of my purpose. I went to different churches trying to figure out what was true. I eventually came home to the Catholic Church and got involved in ministry, and was invited about a year later to go to a conference where I encountered Jesus for the first time in a real substantial way in Eucharistic adoration. And in that encounter, I experienced a lot of healing. I went to confession for the first time in years, and I got a lot of these experiences and this selfishness off my chest for the first time, and just really felt the mercy and the forgiveness of God at work in my life. Jesus went out of his way to come into my mess, into my brokenness, into my sin, and save me. I very well could have died that day in 2005. I very well could have allowed my sin and my selfishness to take me down that natural course to destruction in my life. But Jesus had other plans, and he rescued me and led me to where I am now. Jesus saved me from selfishness and sin and death, and he continues to do so every day.